Welcome, everyone, to this broadcast of Ascend TV, Life on the Autism Spectrum. Today, our program consists of guests from the College Internship Program. I'm your co-moderator, Keith Halperin.
And I'm Will Burnick, your co-host.
And before we get into our show, Will, what's with your shirt?
Funny you should ask that. For my last shirt of the year is my USF basketball shirt. The USF just started their basketball season. They've started playing games again and in person, and the fans are returning to see them play, and we're hoping that this could be the year this is the year they make it to the playoffs. I encourage everyone to come watch them play in person and cheer for them. They're a great team.
Excellent. Thank you. We'll now introduce our guests, Pilar Page, Tristin Mott, and Ryan Sobel. And will you begin with your question for our guests?
Pilar, what is the mission? When was it formed? How is it a national group?
Great question. So the College Internship Program, also called CIP, we were founded actually in 1984 in Berkshire, Massachusetts by our founder, Dr. Michael McManaman. He's an educator and a licensed psychologist, and he himself was diagnosed with Asperger's in his 50s. Since then, we have 5 locations across the United States. We have our home base, Berkshire, Massachusetts, Bloomington, Indiana, Brevard, Florida, Long Beach, California, and of course, Berkeley, California, which is where we're housed. And our mission is really to help young adults on the autism spectrum and other learning differences navigate life beyond high school to live happy and independent lives. So that's really our main focus, whether on the academic or the career path.
And Pilar, how does CIP operate, and what are the goals for students?
So we like to say that we're a wraparound service program, or other words, a comprehensive program. We support students in supported living, so they're living in 2-bedroom apartments with roommates, and we're helping them with the life skills. We support students with wellness, so taking care of their minds, taking care of their bodies. Our students are going to college, and right now at the Berkeley location, we're supporting students across 9 different college campuses and helping them with their studies and the executive functioning skills to be successful. There's careers, so from job coaching and really navigating the career continuum. We have social skills. We utilize the Pilars curriculum to help our students really grow in their self-confidence, their self-awareness to get to that level of self-determination. And then, of course, there is creative arts, which we do with our students, as well as helping our students kind of with their finances, their budgeting, by utilizing a person-centered approach through our advising department. So we try to have a wraparound system in supporting our students.
Thank you very much, Pilar. I'd now like to turn to Tristin and Ryan and ask a couple of questions, if I can, for both of you. How did you come to the CIP originally, Tristin?
Well, I've been attending CIP since 2019 in the fall. I had some issues with my family, but it worked out fine because I was able to join CIP and it worked out for the best.
Excellent. What are you currently studying over there?
Right now, I'm on the academic track. I started out on the career track, but I changed my path because I want to finish my schooling.
Excellent. And what are you studying in the academic track?
I'm currently going for a degree in, Humanities? Liberal Arts and Humanities.
Excellent. And after you finish your degree, what are your goals in particular?
To be honest, I don't know for sure yet. I like the idea of getting a degree in liberal arts because it'll let me choose a bunch of different options.
Excellent. And now I'd like to turn to you, Ryan, and ask the same things. How did you originally come to CIP?
Well, back in my hometown of Palo Alto, I started feeling really depressed because the junior college that I was going to and the program that I was also going to, my needs there weren't being met. So I found this program and I started it back in January of this year.
Excellent. And what program are you currently working in? Academic, career, combination?
I'm going career.
All right.
Because And I am going for an accounting certificate because I love working with numbers.
Excellent. And then that sort of ties in. Tell me a little bit about your goals after you finish the program here.
I want to get an accounting job somewhere,
Mm-hmm.
and hopefully there can be some open jobs for accountants.
Oh, absolutely. Very much in demand skill. Well, thank you both. Tristin, you mentioned earlier that you have an interest in humanities. That's the direction you're going. What are some of the things that you find interesting in that area?
Well, I like the idea of learning how to make the world around me a better place and inspiring other people to do the same.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to be able to help make things around me a little bit nicer, a little bit better, and like maybe inspire people to teach others too.
Excellent. And what about you, Ryan? You know, what is the passion? You mentioned an interest in numbers and in accounting. What are the things that really excite you about those?
Well, my mom is an accountant, so I love working with numbers on that, and I love to see how I can manage money better with budgets, and showing how and seeing how the firms could manage their money better.
Excellent. Two very good goals. I'd also like to ask both of you, what are some of the services and supports that you found through the CIP?
Okay. Some of the supports I've gotten have been wonderful. A lot of it has been wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, I get help from CIP with like life skills and social mentoring, stuff like that. I'm somewhat independent now, more than I used to be.
Excellent.
And I like to I like my mentors to work with me in a way that works for me, and they're willing to work with me with that. So I'm really grateful to CIP for helping me so much in the way that I need them to.
Really, really good. And what about you, Ryan?
I have loved the support I've gotten in just about every facet of this program. Be it's learning how to make friends, learning how to cook and clean, learning about academics.
Oh, really good. And you sort of led into my next question for both of you. Of all the things that you get at the CIP, what do you like most? It doesn't have to be one, but what are the things that you like most at CIP?
I like the fact that I've made more friends than I've ever had before in my entire life.
Oh, that's fantastic.
This is like the first time in my entire life, the first stage of my entire life, where I've had a room full of people who love me and care about me and want to be my friend rather than laughing at me.
Excellent. And Ryan?
This is the first time I've ever had like real friends who I can be with a lot. And being in a community with real friends has made me feel so loved.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Ditto, buddy.
Thank you both.
Okay.
Okay. That was great to hear. Will, I understand you have some questions for Pilar and our other guests.
Pilar, what is your favorite part about working on CIP?
I've been with CIP now going on to 6 years. When I came into this community, it was really a place where anyone walking through the door, they want to be there. They have the motivation to live happy lives. They're looking for a place to feel safe. But that's the same for staff as well too. We show up to work every single day to do what we love doing, and I get to do that every single day at CIP. I've seen students exactly what Tristin talked about and Ryan about making friends. Tristin is part of the leadership group, so we do have student councils as part of our community that I get to teach. I get to teach running, something that I enjoy doing. That's a big part of my life. But every day I get to mentor, I get to coach, I get to learn, and I get to watch people do the things that they love doing. And our students, when they fall or when things doesn't work out the way that they want it to work out, we get to pick them up and walk alongside them in their journey. I've seen students move on and live on their own with roommates or independently. I've seen students start as interns and end up with full-time paid employment. I've seen students graduate with their associates, go on to get their bachelor's, and now working towards their master's. I've seen students who've started families, so they've gotten married and are having kids. It's that part where we talk about they get to live that happy life. That's really what keeps all of us coming back every day. It's when you hear Ryan and Tristin talking about the friendships they've made and the impact, that's why I love working at CIP.
Pilar, how do you get involved outside of CIP?
So I'm going to have Tristin and Ryan talk a little bit about some of the stuff that they get to do on the weekend, since they're the ones who get to plan it and organize it from student council and as students. So Tristin, would you like to go first?
Well, for a lot of weekends, we do a lot of fun stuff. When it's not raining, we go to places like the parks around various areas of the Bay Area or beyond. Sometimes we go to museums, sometimes like science museums, the fun ones. We've gone to lots and lots of cool places. We've gone on hikes. It's just been really fun for the 4 years I've been here so far.
The activities we've gone into, it's been great. We've gone to a lot of different stuff. Like there was this place in Oakland called the 90s Experience, and where you got to basically live in the 90s.
I wish I had known about that one.
Oh, unfortunately it closed down.
Oh, okay.
Some of us here are old enough to live through the real 90s.
Well, they gave you stuff. Some of the stuff there was like the couch from The Simpsons. I think the boat from Titanic.
That's funny.
Jennifer, I understand that you have some questions for our guests.
Yeah, I was just wondering how you first learned about this program and what motivated you to get involved with it.
You want to go first, Ryan, or should I?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Okay, you go first this time. And then I'll go.
Okay, I learned about this program back in like November of last year, or when I just was really struggling with my mental health and just not having my needs met. So, I was like, you know what? I looked at this program and I was like, you know what? Anything that can to do to get me out of the house and make me learn everything, I'll take it.
I think I do have a question. I'm just curious, and you don't have to have one, but I'm wondering any kind of mantra that you two have that just keeps you going and always always present, and that, especially with those who are always around you, that will be there for you. Any mantras that you have? Yes.
I've got one. Take a breath, count to 10, let it out, then try again. I came up with that a few months ago.
Wonderful.
What about you, Ryan?
I'm just like, keep living the life. Keep living your life.
Yeah. Yes.
Excellent. Thank you, Jennifer.
Yeah. Tristan, did you want to answer my question?
Oh yeah, I did. It's just my family has tried to get me into CIP for 8 years.
Wow.
Before I was able to join.
Why so long?
Because there were some issues with the regional center, in the Centerville Regional Center. They said I wasn't autistic enough,
Oh, God.
and they were just not helpful at all. So it was like we had to switch to the East Bay Regional Center, and we spent months organizing all my paperwork, mailing files to CIP, getting everything organized, and then finally, you guys let me in. It's been so worth it. It's been worth all the hard work my family put into getting me here.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. Pilar, I know there are a number of other programs around the nation that are somewhat similar to yours. How would you say CIP differs from them?
The one differentiator that I think is most important is we really prioritize wellness, including therapy as well as coaching. So in CIP, our students are prioritizing fitness, they're prioritizing nutrition, from their menu planning to their grocery shopping. They meet with a clinician on a weekly basis, whether through group or individual. So they're not just taking care of the hard skills, they're also taking care of themselves as individuals, which I think is really important, that a lot of programs they're getting externally versus as part of their comprehensive experience.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you, Pilar. We'll now be turning to our book correspondent, Jennifer Brooks, for her current review.
Thank you, Keith. Today, I would like to tell you about a book co-written by Temple Grandin and Deborah Moore. It's titled Navigating Autism, 9 Mindsets for Helping Kids on the Spectrum. Like most books on the subject, this book does focus primarily on children. One major flaw, but it does have some strong points. This is the first autism-focused book that I am aware of that has acknowledged the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic and how that has affected the autism community, especially with school closures. That has had some negative impacts on autistic children not being able to get the services that their schools were providing or having to receive them virtually, which, first of all, just doesn't feel the same, and second of all, may not be as effective. But at the same time, it may also provide some relief from bullying and maybe more conducive to learning if they can work in a quiet room in front of a laptop instead of in a noisy classroom with people constantly chattering, doors banging, windows slamming, and all that comes with being in a classroom environment, as anyone who has ever attended school must be aware of. And being targeted toward people with autism, if you are a person who enjoys reading information spelled out in lists, you are in for a treat, because there are a lot of them in this book. Starting with the table of contents, the subtitle is 9 Mindsets for Helping Kids on the Spectrum. So here are the mindsets. Mindset 1, every child is more than autism. Mindset 2, whole child evaluations are vital. Mindset 3, take certain steps before beginning any intervention. Mindset 4, know the medical conditions associated with autism. Mindset 5, know the psychiatric conditions associated with autism. Mindset 6, prepare kids for the real world. Mindset 7, focus on strengths, not deficits. That point is emphasized throughout the whole book. Mindset 8, work in the growth zone. Mindset 9, envision a successful adulthood.
Thank you very much, Jennifer. We'll now turn to Stacey Kennedy, our cultural correspondent for this week's cultural updates.
Hello, everybody. Happy holidays. Today, some of the things I'd like to share. Saturday, December 17th, is going to be a Autism Families walk at Land's End, and actually Ascend and us usually take that hike every spring. And Land's End is near the Seal Rock Inn, Cliff House, the Sutra Baths in the Outer Sunset, San Francisco. So, and Lisa is the one that's running this and coordinating it all. So you can email her at lewis@sonic.net. And so if you wish to visit other, hiking in Miles, Rock Beach, there's the Sutra Baths. And just to be prepared for long stairs, I've been there. Yeah. Sunday, December 18th, a couple things happening. This date, there's a Christmas Carol sensory-friendly event at ACT, the American Conservatory Theater, in San Francisco, Geary Street, downtown, and that's right next door to the Kern Theater, where lots of great shows have happened. anyone who has sensory sensitivities that might impact their abilities to be comfortable in a typical theater going experience. The collaboration, it's all inclusive arts and team of accessibility consultants, and go to TICS at ACT sf.org. I'm sorry, there's a slash or minus thing there. Either way, you can go to ACT websites. Use this code BRIGHT35. It's all in capitals. BRIGHT35 for a 35% off for your ticket. Another thing, December 18th, as I said, sensory-friendly Nutcracker dance along at 1 to 2 p.m. at the SF War Memorial of Performing Arts Center, and providing a relaxed, hush-free environment for under Autism, sfsociety.org. I've shared a lot from them. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. And again, happy holidays, everybody.
Go.
Thank you again, Stacey, as always. Well, folks, that's it for this week's program of Send TV, Life on the Autism Spectrum. I hope you've enjoyed what you've seen and heard. Until next time, I'm Keith Halperin.
I'm Will Burnick.
Stacey Kennedy.
Jennifer Brooks.
Pilar Page.
Tristin Mott.
And Ryan Sobel.
Thank you very much. And to everyone, happy holidays to one and all.